Hi guys, this is Captain Art with Hotspot Fishing Charters with another hot tip of the week. Today we're going to talk about jigs. Jigs have become widely popular worldwide for one good reason: they catch a lot of fish. You know, especially on a charter when we're out there, and some people want to troll, and that's fine, but you've got one guy fighting a fish and four guys watching. That's okay every now and then, but sometimes we want to get a rod in everybody's hand, or if you have a party on your own boat and you want everybody fishing, you can get a lot more action, get down on a good spot and jigging for different pelagic species. We're just talking about some jigs. There's one of the old jigs here, this old diamond jig. You can see these are vertical style jigs. You drop them down, you work them up and down. Very effective jig. A couple of different styles of these vertical jigs. You see this one here has the eyes, has the assist hooks on top. This was the next evolution of these jigs. Comes in, it's also a vertical jig meant to be worked up and down. Good product. When you have more current, deeper water, you may need to go to a longer, even bigger jig to get it down there, fight that current, get down to wherever the captain's telling you the species are. Jig these things down there, and they shoot right down there. Good product. Here in Texas, you see a lot of the snapper slappers. I've used these for years. You see it has a planer style head with the eyes on it. Has a couple of good assist hooks in there, a nice skirt. This is a very effective jig that can be worked down in the water column, up and down. Also, when you go to, you're going to move to your next spot, or if you're just going to circle back around to troll over that spot again, you got some guys who know what they're doing. They can leave these in the water and troll over that spot and drop it back down again. That's a good thing to have. I'm sure all of y'all have seen these. These are your standard lead head jigs, been around forever. Effective. I've seen these worked with baits, assist hooks, everything. Castable, jiggable. Another good product that for applications you can use. But one thing a lot of these have in common is it takes a lot of being physical to use them. You're out there jigging that thing up and down, up and down. Guys are getting tired, getting neck aches. You know, jigs are evolving into something now that is more of a flat fall. They're trying to get these jigs down where people aren't killing themselves out there jigging. These are falling down in the water column, tails moving around. Most of your strikes are designed to be on the fall. Not while you're jigging it up and down, but while it's falling through the water column. Shimano makes some other good products. This is their butterfly jig. This is a great flat fall butterfly jig. They call it flat fall because when this is falling down through the water, it's coming down, it's flipping around like this. You're seeing an eye, it's flipping through the water. Emulates a wounded or dead fish dropping down in the water. Very good jig. We have to use some of these heavier ones here in Texas. A lot of times we have a lot of current, a lot of wind, and we need a good sized jig to get down there and try to get a bite. With all these being said, with all these jigs, I do have my favorite, which is an older style jig made by Williamson. This jig is flat on one side, rounded on the other, has this tail. It's not hooked in me. It whips around. When this jig is falling down through the water, it is literally going like this, and this tail is flipping around. Gives it great action, very effective, with a high-vis yellow, glow-in-the-dark tails. Here in our dark waters that we have here, we're not like Florida where they have super clear waters where they can see every little thing. Over here, we've got to try to do everything we can to get a bite. These work great. With all that being said, once again, whatever jig you work is going to work for you if you work it properly, but you have to make sure that you fasten it correctly. A lot of people go out and they are ready to go and they've got them tied on. They're going to throw them in the water. First fish they get, boom, it's off. You can see here that you'll find out as we go along some other segments, I like the mini twist for no other reason that it gives me that double line security that when I'm tying something to it, I have two lines instead of one. That is just a safety factor that I think, you know, cheapest thing you can do in all this stuff we do to go catch fish is your knots and your lines. Make sure you practice them and get them down. When I'm preparing my jigs to go out, I like to do my mini twist. I use a little 150-pound little barrel swivel. I run my dang double line through it, my bimini. It's doubled. I come through and just do a simple half hitch and bring it through. This is called a Palomar. This is one Knot Wars. It's a double line on here. When you do it with the bimini, then you have a double line going all the way back to the knot, which is even better. You just open this up from your half hitch. It's a simple half. Grab your barrel swivel, hook, whatever it may be you're going to use. Pull it through, wet it a little bit, tighten it up. What you've done now is you've got your barrel swivel on there, you have your double line. This helps you against barnacles, abrasion. One of these can cut, you're still attached to this. When I get done with this, I use some of this toothproof wire. I've gone to more of this on my jigs. I was using fluorocarbon, but you know what? Some of these jigs cost $20 a piece, and I get tired of losing them. So I start tying wire to these. What it ends up looking like, I'm not going to go through all the haywire twist and all that, but what it does is you have your bimini twist coming down to your barrel swivel, your haywire twist, and another haywire twist on your jig. What this does is gives you a real good, strong connection. You have about 4, 5, 6 feet of it. You can make that as long as you like. I don't tie them extremely long because I retie them very often, and I don't want to lose 10 feet of braid, you know, every time I do it. So I consequently make them a little shorter. I find it still to be highly effective. This little swivel allows all of this to move very freely. Don't get your haywire twist too tight. We've caught 200-pound sharks on this little setup, and great jig. I like it. Gets everybody fishing on your boat. So don't be afraid to get out there. Get your people jigging. Make sure you're tied up properly to keep those fish on. Hope all this helps you catch more fish. Tight lines, Captain Art.